Children, this is your Ravi sir, physical science teacher. So, very warm welcome to children. It's the time for physical science class. Get ready, all the students. Please join earlier as soon as possible. So, today I will start first lesson for you. It is a reflection of light at curved surfaces. Children, light is a wonderful phenomenon in the world. Actually, what is meant by light? Light means what? So, light means it is a form of energy that makes visible things. Light is a form of energy that makes visible things. It is called light. So, for example, any light ray fall on any surface. The light ray falls on any surface. What happens? If the light falls on any surface, what happens? That means if the light falls any surface, it is gets reflect. Today, I am going to explain first lesson. The name is reflection of light at curved surfaces. Reflection of light at curved surfaces. It is the first lesson, children. So already we know that light means it is a form of energy that makes visible things. When a light ray falls on any surface, it gets a reflect. So, reflection of light. Already we know light definition. Light is a form of energy that makes visible things. Then what is meant by reflection? Reflection means what? Reflection means the bouncing back of light. Bouncing back of light is called reflection. The bouncing back of light is called reflection. So here, for example, it is a surface, children, and the line which is drawn perpendicular to the line, it is called normal. Normal it is. So just a light ray incident on the surface, it is called incident ray. Incident ray. So the ray is incident on the surface. When it is incident on the surface, and automatically it gets reflected to the other side. So the light is bounce on this surface and gets reflected to the side. It is called a reflection. Bouncing back of light. Bouncing back of light is called reflection. Are you understood, children? Reflection means bouncing back of light is called reflection. When the light gets reflect, it makes the angle with normal. When light gets reflect, it makes the angle with normal. So the angle which is makes between the normal and incident ray, the angle which is makes between the normal and incident ray, it is called angle of incidence. Angle of incidence, it is denoted by I. The angle which is formed between normal and reflected ray. It is a reflected ray. It is called angle of reflection. Angle of reflection. Once again, children, reflection means bouncing back of light. So here the incident ray is bouncing on the surface, then it gets reflected to the other side. Bouncing back of light is called reflection. When the light gets reflect, which is makes some angles. The angle is formed in between normal and incident ray. Normal and incident ray. It is called angle of incidence. And the angle which is made between normal and reflected ray, it is called angle of reflection. So then I is angle of incidence. R means angle of reflection. Angle of incidence and angle of reflection. So angle of I is equals to angle of R. So the light is follows the laws of reflection. According to laws of reflection, angle of incidence is equals to angle of reflection. And the incident ray, reflected ray, normal lies on the same plane. These are the laws of reflection. Laws of reflection. Here the laws of reflection, first one is angle of incidence is equals to angle of reflection, and the second one incident ray, reflected ray, and normal. These three are lies on the same point. It is called laws of reflection. Second law it is. So the light follows the laws of reflection. According to laws of reflection, always the angle I equals to angle R. Incident ray, reflected ray, normal. These three lies on same point. So these are the laws of reflection. Once again, I will repeat the topics. First of all, light. It is a form of energy which makes the things visible. Reflection of light. Reflection means bouncing back of light is called reflection. Bouncing back of light is called reflection. So when the light is bouncing on the surface, it will get reflect. So then after reflection of the light, which is makes some of the angle. The angles are formed in between normal and incident ray. It is called angle of incidence. The angle which is formed in between normal and reflected ray, it is called angle of reflection. Are you understood, children? So let us see the. So we have the different kinds of mirrors, that is plane mirror and spherical mirrors. Let me see about the spherical mirror in this lesson. Spherical mirrors. So spherical mirrors. What is meant by spherical mirrors? Means a mirror which have the curved reflection surface. A mirror which have curved reflection surface is called spherical mirrors. The mirrors which have curved reflect surfaces, they are called spherical mirrors. So spherical mirrors are two types. How many types, children? Spherical mirrors are two types. Are you understand what is meant by spherical mirrors? The mirrors which have curved surface, reflection of curved surface, they are called spherical mirror. The mirrors which have curved surface of reflection, that is called spherical mirrors. So spherical mirrors are two types. One is concave mirror. Second one is convex mirror. Concave mirror and convex mirror. Once again, children, spherical mirror, the mirror which have the reflected surface, curved reflected surface. The mirrors which have the curved reflected surface is called spherical mirrors. Spherical mirrors are two types. One is concave mirror and convex mirror. Let us see the differences between concave mirror and convex mirror. So, for example, see, it is a spherical in shape, the mirror. Now, it is cut into the two parts. If the curved surface, which is bent inward, so it is concave mirror, children. Concave mirror. Concave mirror. So concave mirror is bent inward. Reflected surface is inward. Outside it will not support to the reflection because completely it will be coated. It will not support to the reflection. Backside it is. Only the reflection support inward only. So like the children, stretch your hand like this. So concave mirror, reflection surface is inward. It will not support to the reflection backside. So keep your hand like this and observe that. So the reflection surface is inward. It is a concave mirror because the outer surface it will not support to the reflection. It will completely coated. I am coming to the convex mirror, opposite to this. Convex mirror is reflection surface is outward. So means any rays, the rays comes from the sources of object and it will strike to the outer edge, it is outer surface. Because outer surface is support to the reflection. It will support to the reflection. It will not support to the reflection inward. So it is the convex. Convex means it will support the reflection. See your hand like this. Keep your hands like this and the reflection support to the outward only, children. Convex mirror, reflection surface is inward. Convex mirror, reflection surface is outward. Reflection surface is inward. Reflection surface is outward. So it is a concave and convex mirror. Once you observe the difference, children, so concave mirror, reflection surface is inward, convex mirror, reflection surface is outward. Because convex mirror, the inside, it will completely coated it is. It will not support to the reflection. It is the main difference. Just to keep it in mind, children, don't forget it is. So the difference is very, very important, concave and convex mirror. Reflection surface is inward in concave mirror. Reflection surface is outward in convex mirror. Okay, children. So let us see some important key points from the concave and convex mirror. What are spherical mirrors? So what are the important keywords are there in concave mirror, spherical mirror? Let us see now. Then next one is finding the normals. Finding the normal. So let me find the normals of concave and convex mirror. So for that, one activity will be there. So children, just I am using the duster here, and just to feel it is a one foam, duster foam it is. So by this we can identify the normals. For example, see, if the plane mirror, for example, plane mirror, so for example, see children, so see, just imagine it is a plane mirror. The light ray is fall on the tip of the pins. So here see, just take one foam and take some pins. Instead of pins, I am using here pens and stuck into the foam. Now these are the lines, means rays. When the light rays falls on these surfaces of pins, at head of the pins, light rays are when strike to the head of the pins. So it will move to the straight only. It is a plane mirror. Once again, just instead of foam, I am using here duster, and instead of pins, just I am using here pens. So the pens are stuck into the foam, and we have to observe the normals. How to find the normals? In a plane mirror, a light ray falls on the head of the pins, and it will move into the straight only. And just bend the foam. Just we have to bend the foam. Just bend the foam inward. See children, if you bend the foam inwards, all the rays are converged at a point. All the rays are converged at a point. See this. If the foam is bent inward bent means it is act as a concave mirror now. In concave mirror, all the rays are converged at a point. So from this, the normals are meet at particular point. Concave mirror is the converging mirror. Why the converging mirror means all the rays are meet at a point. Just bend the foam inward and observe that. Just to observe, these are the rays. All the rays are converged at a point. These are meet at a particular point. It is called converge. Converge means when all the rays are meet at a point, it is called converge. And normals are meet at particular point. And coming to the foam is bent outward. See it is when we bend outward, now it is act as a convex surface. Now in the convex mirror, all the rays are diverging. When the rays are move away from the point, it is called diverging. Convex mirror is the diverging mirror. Are you understood, children? Convex mirror is diverging mirror because all the rays are diverging. When we extend back these rays, the reflector rays is meet particular point. So it is diverging. According to this activity, concave mirror is a converging mirror. Convex mirror is diverging mirror. See, it is act as, for example, it is act as a convex surface or convex mirror. Now the rays are completely diverging. Let me inform to you here, children. Converged means all the rays meet at a point. It is called convergent. For example, see, so these are the rays. See children here, three rays are comes from the source, and these three rays are meet at a particular point. These are called convergent. Convergent. When all the rays are meet at a point, it is called convergent. Convergent means all the rays are meet at a point. See children, once observe your hand. So see my hands, everybody. So see, these are, for example, 5 rays. Just to imagine that these are the 5 rays, and these rays are just keep together. It is called convergent. Means all the fingers are meet at a particular point. All the rays are meet at a particular point. It is called convergent. Then divergent. Divergent means all the rays are move away from the sources. The rays are moves away from the sources. It is called divergent. Means they are divided from the sources. Convergent means the rays are meet at a particular point. It is called convergent. So that's why concave mirror is convergent mirror. Concave mirror is convergent mirror. Convex mirror is divergent mirror. Convex mirror is divergent mirror. So keep it in mind, children. Concave mirror is convergent mirror. Convex mirror is divergent mirror. So now let me find some of the key points from this. For example, concave mirror. Just we have to find the keywords from this. Concave mirror means we know that reflecting surface is inward. Concave mirror, it is reflecting surface is inward. Now, the center point, the midpoint of the curved mirror, it is the curved mirror, it is the midpoint. The midpoint of the curved mirror, it is called pole, children, pole. Midpoint of the curved mirror is called pole. Pole. So, see, it is the midpoint. The midpoint of the curved mirror, it is a curved in shape. Midpoint of the curved mirror is called pole. It is denoted by P. Pole is denoted by P. And now, for example, one parallel ray strike to the curved surface. One parallel ray strike to the curved surface, and it is gets reflect. It is incident on curved surface and gets a reflected ray. It is in between the incident ray and reflected ray. Just the ray draw a line. It is called normal, because normal always lies between incident ray and reflected ray. It is the normal. Okay, children? Normal. So the normal is nothing but it is always lies between incident ray and reflected ray. It is called normal. So here dots line, see children, it is the normal. Normal, always all the normals lies at a point. It is called center of curvature. Center of curvature. Center of curvature. Center of curvature. See, the normals are meet. Always the normals are meet at a point. That point is called center of curvature. Where all the normals lies at a point, that point is called center of curvature. Center of curvature is denoted by C. Up to now, we learned 2 keywords. One is pole. Pole means midpoint of the curved mirror. It is the curved shape. Midpoint of the curved mirror is called pole. It is denoted by P. And one more, center of curvature. Center of curvature means where all the normals lies on a point. Where all the normals lies on a point, that is called center of curvature. So we can easily observe the center of curvature. Just observe the normals where these normals are meet the point, and which place and which point the normals are meet, and which place normals are converged. That is the center of curvature. Already I explained to you. Converged means all the rays are meet at a point. All the rays are meet at a point. That is called converged. So we can easily identify the center of curvature of spherical mirrors. So by the normals, where all the normals are meet at a point, it is called center of curvature. So then one more ray we have to draw for example. See one more ray. One more incident ray and it is a reflector ray. Normals. Already I explained to you. Normal means it is always lies between incident ray and reflected ray. Means see in between it is. See children, where it is met? It is meet at the point of C. It is called center of curvature. Where all the normals lies at a point. It is called center of curvature. It is denoted by C. Denoted by C. Now once you observe that children, one horizontal line. See it is a horizontal line. This line is passes through center of curvature to pole. See this line. See this. The horizontal line. So see, it is passes through center of curvature and pole. It is called principal axis. Principal axis. Principal axis means the horizontal line which is passes through center of curvature to pole. See, it is passes through center of curvature to pole. It is called principal axis. This line is called principal axis. Principal axis is nothing but pradhanakshamu. Pradhanakshamu. So the horizontal line, samantara rekha ikkada, samantara rekha anedi center of curvature, kendriya vyasardham nundi kendram varaku velle line annamata. The horizontal line which is passes through center of curvature to pole, it is called principal axis. Principal axis, this line. And now are you understood children? Three keywords here: pole, center of curvature and principal axis. Pole means midpoint of the curved mirror is called pole, denoted by P. Center of curvature, where all the normals meet the point, that is called center of curvature. And principal axis, the horizontal line which is passes through center of curvature to pole, it is called principal axis. Let us see some more important keywords. Next one is focal point or focus. Focal point or focus. It is also very simple. We can identify it here, children. Focal point or focus. So here it is an incident ray. How do you identify the incident ray? Means just simple, children. By seeing of the arrow symbol. So see the arrow symbol is moved towards the mirror because reflecting surface is inward. So that's why. So the principal axis is the principal axis. The parallel ray is which is passes towards the mirror. It is incident ray. So here the incident ray is moved towards the mirror and it is incident. It is strike to the mirror and gets a reflected ray. And just imagine one more, it is incident ray, parallel ray, strike to the mirror and gets a reflect. Incident ray, reflected ray. Incident ray, reflected ray. Very simple here. So see, observe that where the reflected rays are converged, see, this first ray reflected ray is here. Second reflected ray is here. So these two rays are intersecting this point. Where the reflected rays are intersecting on the mirror, on the principal axis, where the reflected rays are intersecting on the principal axis, that is called focal point. It is denoted by F. See children, incident ray, it is the reflected ray. Incident ray, it is the reflected ray. So observe that two reflected rays are intersecting this point. This point is called focal point. Are you understood now? Center of curvature, we have to find by the normals. Focal point, we have to find by the reflected rays. See, where the reflected rays are intersecting on the principal axis, that point is called focal point. It is denoted by F. It is denoted by F. And now, here see, it is the pole, it is the focus. The distance between pole to focus, the distance between pole to focus, this distance, children, must see clear here. The distance between pole to focus, it is called focal length. Focal length. It is denoted by F, focal length. Focal length means the distance from pole to focus or focal point. This distance, it is called focal length. It is denoted by F. Now, one more keyword from this, very important. And now we have to find the distance from pole to focus. Then, what is the what we call the distance from pole to the center of curvature? This distance, what we call it is? It is. Now, before, the distance from pole to focus is called focal length. Then now, what we call the distance from pole to center of curvature, from here to here, this is called radius of curvature. A radius of curvature. It is denoted by R, children. Radius of curvature. The distance from pole to center of curvature is called radius of curvature. It is radius of curvature. So, radius of curvature, it is twice to the focal length. It is the double time the focal length. Means it will 2 times to the focal length. See, the distance from pole to focal, it is F. And the distance from focal to center of curvature, it is one more F. Because radius of curvature is double time to the focus, focal length. It is twice to the focal length. So radius of curvature is twice to the focal length. So from pole to focus, here one focal length, and focal point to center of curvature, here one more focal length. So means radius of curvature formula R equals to 2F. Keep it in mind, children. If you want to find the radius of curvature, what is the formula, children? Radius of curvature is twice to the focal length. That's why radius of curvature formula R equals to 2F. It is a double times to the focal length. See, once I will say clearly. So the distance from pole to focal, for example, 5 centimeter. Then focal point to center of curvature also 5 centimeter only. That means Radius of curvature is twice to the focal length. If you want to find the radius of curvature, so it is the formula R equals to 2f. Radius of curvature R equals to 2f. So for example, if you want to find the focal length, if you want to find the focal length, then what it is formula? R by 2. R by 2. So that means, for example, if you want to find the focal length from this formula, so then F equals to R by 2. Because of, we know here, focal length is half of the radius of curvature. Focal length is half of the radius of curvature. But radius of curvature double to the focal length. It is twice to the focal length. Focal length is half of the radius of curvature. Then keep in mind these two formulas, children, very most important for 2 marks question or 1 mark question. Radius of curvature R equals to 2f formula and focal length formula F equals to R by 2. Let me start with them. Let us start with them. Last question.